Lights, camera, action. In a studio where local filmmakers talk to other filmmakers about the inside world of film. Cut! That's not the script. It. We'll fix it in post. Do you wonder how films are produced and what really goes on behind the scenes? Well, stand by. Filmmakers Kevin Mumphrey, Victoria V.A. Jones, and Karsten Hyde-Fargason explain all the details. Right here on It, We Will Fix It in Post podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whenever you're listening or watching, I thank you for doing so. I'm Kevin Mumphrey, and this is Fuck It, We'll Fix It in Post. I'm here with my colleagues, Victoria V.A. Jones.
What's going on?
And Karsten Hyde-Fargason.
What up?
Now, today we have a set of guests. We haven't had guests in a while, so I appreciate them being here. This will be Kyle and Zuzu Weingart, the filmmakers of Cuisine de l'Apocalypse. Make sure I got that right. So when I like to start it off, how are you all doing today, by the way?
Good.
Fantastic.
Thanks so much for having us here.
Oh, it is a pleasure. And this first question will be for the both of you. Where did you all's love of film begin?
The movie theater, I guess, right? Yeah, I just grown up going to the movies all the time. When you're in a place, especially like Montana, where it's cold and the winters are really harsh, you got to find something to do, to keep yourself occupied. So I went to movies a lot growing up.
And Zuzu, yourself?
Yeah, for me, it started with my parents. My name, Zuzu, comes from the film It's a Wonderful Life. That's my dad's favorite film. So they're big movie fans, and I've just kind of grew up loving film.
So what films would you all grew up watching?
I grew up in the 90s, so favorites as a kid were Back to the Future trilogy, Ghostbusters, My Girl.
Which Ghostbuster? which Ghostbusters is your favorite?
Original, the OG.
The OG.
Okay.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Kyle, what about you? What were you watching growing up?
A lot of bad B movies, I feel like. But
trauma films in the house. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, just those, like, your mom and dad they'd buy a movie and that's all we have, because we didn't have satellite, we didn't have cable, so we watched VHSs over and over again. But Tremors, I grew up watching that a lot. Some Mel Brooks and stuff like that in the house as well. Yeah.
So now, what did get y'all from being just watchers of film of going, I want to be a part of the filmmaking process? I'll start with you, Kyle.
Okay, all right. So we were always just kind of making movies growing up. My brother had a camera, and my friends had cameras, so we were always kind of just doing that anyways. But yeah, I never really thought I was going to take it serious in any sort of fashion. But then I met this beautiful lady, and I was working at a gas station, and she was just like, so you're pretty cool, but what are you going to do? You're going to work at the gas station for the rest of your life? And I was like, oh no. And she's like, well, you got to do something. And I'm like, oh, I kind of like movies. And she's like, all right, so go to school. So, she inspired me to do it.
Well, Zuzu, what was your
That's
inspiration?
Nice. Well, going back to my parents, they put me in commercials when I was very young. So I kind of grew up in front of the camera we lived in Japan at the time. So I did a lot of, like Japanese, refrigerator commercials and,
Those are classic.
Department stores and the normal story. So I grew up comfortable in front of a camera, and, I just feel like it's inside me that's what I want to do, and I've known that since I was young. So then I meet sweet Kyle, and I was like, hey, don't you want to become a filmmaker so I can be in all your films?
So I'm not actually, my niece had visited Japan for the first time like a few months ago. So I'm not fully aware. Like what are like Japan commercials? Like what do they look like?
They were all in Japanese. I still have a few of them. I was really small, so it was everything that I was in was just like me doing different things with a voiceover, a Japanese voiceover over it. Usually in a frilly dress and my little curls in my hair. I'm not sure what they're saying actually, but
Then you say you still have some of these?
I do. Yeah, we've got them on tapes that were recorded when they would come on TV. My parents would record them onto a tape, and so yeah, we've still got them on tapes.
Kyle, have you seen any of these tapes?
I feel like I remember seeing them when we first moved in together. But yeah, baby Zuzu, she was a cutie. Yeah.
Now, Zuzu, have you seen some of the tapes he made when he was younger?
You know, I've heard a lot about them. I
Yeah.
don't know that I've ever actually seen them, if they still exist in the world.
They burned up in a
somewhere.
fire.
They're gone. They're long gone.
Man.
But I
The
did see
world
some
will
of
never
his
see them.
early like film school stuff, which was fun. We've been together a long time. We've been together for 16 years, so
That's
Look,
what's up.
You've seen the whole progression.
yeah, we were
The
just
worksheet
babies.
he looks at now and he probably cringes. You've seen it.
And he's usually in it too, actually. But yeah,
Yeah, I've been in most
pretty
of
much
it.
everything. But
So how many of Kyle's films you've been in?
So feature films, we've done 2 together, 2 from our production company, and then a couple more that we've worked on together. How many do you think total? 5, maybe?
I think 5. Yeah.
So I've known 3 couples that have worked together. 2 of them are divorced. So how does that dynamic work between you two?
First and foremost, that is a crazy build up to the
Why'd you say that?
Because I've rarely seen it work well.
It's tough. It
Oh,
is.
So
Okay.
So
Guys.
I am kind of curious.
Explain to Kevin how well it works, and it does work.
It definitely
It does.
can. It's challenging, but I think we do. It does work. Yes, it works. It's definitely a challenge. It pushes us. It stretches us. But I think what we do really well is compartmentalize. And when we're on set together, we get into work mode. And depending on the roles we're playing that day, usually Kyle's directing and I'm acting. Sometimes I'm producing, but we just get into the work mindset and try not to bring it home with us, which is also pretty hard. But but I think we do a pretty good job of, when we're on set, separating ourselves from that.
Yeah. But it is kind of nice because, like, I'll be on set and it'll be lunchtime and, like, I'll be busy working on stuff. And then here comes Zuzu bringing me food, making sure I eat, making sure I take care of myself, which I won't do if she's not there. So, yeah, there's some challenges for sure because we have 3 kids. So anytime we're on the same project together, making sure the kids are taken care of. And sometimes they'll come on set with us, but which is a whole nother battle in itself because then they're close. But yeah, I think we make it work. We do a pretty good job. Companies keep hiring us and they know we're married. And so I don't think they'd do that if they didn't.
Right.
Which I love to see couples working together, by the way. I'm not hating on it. I love to see it's just my experience. What I've seen in these couples are like truckers and stuff like that. They're not working in the arts.
Usually, you should have said that. Why would you?
I didn't. Maybe I should have elaborated. Okay, my bad. But yeah, it's like truckers. Another was like corporate office, which that was the worst.
This is totally different. From that. It's a whole creative.
It is, and maybe with creatives, it's better to work together than in corporate America or truckers.
So, Kyle, I got a question for you. Your very first film, what was it? And did you write it, or how did you come about it? And what did you learn from filming your first, being a director on the first set or first film that you did?
Those are 3 questions.
I mean, I wasn't counting, but yeah. Yeah, so the first film we did was called The Waiting Game. So it was a feature film. I had just gotten out of film school and up here in Montana, and we moved down to California. And we just wanted to do something, you know. I was PAing around, and I'm like, you know, let's do a found footage film, you know. That's what all first-time directors do. And so, yeah, we went back up to Montana for a week and shot a $5,000 feature film, and which is a lean 60 minutes. And I learned one thing. I learned is 60 minutes is a great length for a film that you want to put in festivals, because we got chosen so much because of, well, I like to think because of the quality of the movie, but at the same time, it's an easy time slot. You know, they got an hour to fill. Our film was one of the easy picks, so we got quite a few accolades from that. But Zuzu was in it. She was 9 months pregnant at the time, and yeah, I also learned. Yeah, Montana's cold. I always knew that, but the movie itself was all outside. It was in March. There was not supposed to be any snow, and then we got hit with 4 feet of snow. And
oh man!
And then
weatherman to you.
Yeah, and we just leaned into it, you know, and it kind of helped the story and made it seem more of a struggle, which always helps, you know.
Yeah,
It's
it was
always
kind of cool.
No, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying it was kind of cool. The snow kind of became its own character in the film because it posed this challenge for Kyle, who played the lead. Actually, he didn't mention that part, but yeah, it's about a man's struggle in the woods in the wintertime. So it turned out it was winter, but yeah, trucking through 4 feet of snow is challenging.
That's pretty dramatic. Yeah. So it all works out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, production value.
So your first film is in 4 foot of snow. Now, I've never filmed anything in snow.
Hold on. Well, we might. We're gonna get.
Whoa! What are we doing that for?
It's gonna be a horror movie too.
See, it will be for me. So, look, y'all snow and our snow is different kinds of snow. Like a sheet here is like a sheet and some ice.
Yeah.
Y'all got snow.
Yeah.
That I'm calling in the work snow.
It's on the bucket list. I'm just letting you know.
Man, that's your bucket. That ain't mine.
Kevin, you're gonna be the star of film.
Montana.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can get hurt. I'll watch and pray for both of y'all. I won't be there. I am a warm body person. I like, if it's under 50, it ain't made for me.
Yeah, but you'll still be a warm body. You just be in a cold place.
That sounds very poetic, and it's still not working for me. No, that was very well worded, though. I will give you that.
I mean, he likes rom-coms. So, like, wasn't that a rom-com like Warm Bodies about the zombie or something like that?
That's a zombie movie. You just said zombie.
No, but it was a rom-com. Like, yeah, there you go. It was a rom-com. Yeah, see, she know.
No, I'm not doing that either. No, but it's like, so as far as like, you get 4 foot of snow, how are you all preparing to film in those elements?
Well, it was actually especially hard too, because when it snows that much, typically it's warmer. It's like 20 or 30 degrees, but for whatever reason, all that snow dumped, and then it went to like -20. So when we were out there filming, I remember we went out the first day. We were supposed to start at 7, and we checked the thermometer. I'm like, dude, we're not going. Let's talk about the day. So we went in and like took a good couple hours. It didn't really warm up. So we just put on layers, long johns, and took a lot of breaks. The cameras were constantly shutting off because they were too cold. And yeah, we just had, it was a very small crew. So it was myself. We had an assistant director, and then we had our sound guy, and that was about it. Then we had our wonderful cast as well. But yeah, our sound guy was a boss because he was following in my footsteps, like literally, through the snow, and making sure that he would step at the same time I would step so you wouldn't hear him. And I swear, me and that dude lost like 10 pounds a piece just from our It's a lot of work.
Oh my, yeah, that's. Do you still work with that sound guy today?
Yeah, he's one of my best friends. Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah.
That's a bond that you probably nobody can ever understand right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
Now, Zuzu, you're SAG you're in SAG, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What project got you SAG eligible?
It was Butcher's Crossing, which
oh, good Lord,
was
okay,
a Nick Cage film. I don't know if you've seen it, but when I auditioned, it was filmed in Montana. My agent sent me the audition. I was super stoked, and I read for the role. I got the part. I was just floored. My scene partner was Nick Cage. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then my scene got cut in the film. So it was heartbreaking. But I got my SAG card. They Taft Heart lead me, and then I got SAG eligible with that project, and then I did a couple more until I became a must join, and then I joined.
So how was it working with Nick Cage, by the way?
Well, I just only did one scene, and he was very much in the mindset. My scene was towards the end of the film, where he was kind of like in a weird headspace, and
he was full
Nick Cage at that point. So I met him, and he was in character. He stayed in character the whole time I was on set with him, and it was impressive, I will say. He was yeah.
Now, did they warn you before he came out that like Nick's going to be in full character? So
no,
of course they did. I really wish. I feel like they should. So you're just like, hey, Nick, and he's okay, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
he was like, he came in very hot to the set, because I had already been set. I had my mark, and then they're like, we're gonna bring Nick in and do a couple of rehearsals, and he came in hot, and it worked for him. Not for me, I guess, because my scene got cut, but that's okay.
Now, did you like tell everybody you was gonna be in this film? And because you don't know you're cut until you see it.
No, and I found out I was cut at the film festival where it premiered, and I had all of my lovely support group there with me, excited to see me in the film. And that the moment came, and I grabbed Kyle's arm. I'm like, here we go. This is it. This is my scene. And then it just went on by. It was yeah, man. But
I had a similar experience on the show Nashville. I was I was supposed to be like it's like a jail scene with one of the lead actors. I told my entire family. I told my father, everybody. They cut the entire scene out. Oh. So my father called me back and goes, I could be asleep right now. They didn't tell you nothing?
I stayed up. Oh no.
Like I stayed up for nothing. And I was like, yeah, they didn't tell me. You did get paid, right? I was like, yeah, no, I still got paid. All right, bet, going to sleep.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's that silver lining. I still get the residual checks, which come every couple months. I'm like,
you get residuals for?
I do. They're not a lot, but they do come in the mail.
I wasn't going to ask because I just assumed it wasn't, but I think the thought that counts, I guess.
Yeah.
That's about how much it is. It's just enough for a thought.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, that happened. Yeah.
So Zuzu, for someone, because what would you say if someone's like kind of considering joining SAG? At what point do you think actors should be before they seriously look into joining a union?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm a big advocate for stay non-union until you become a must join. In Montana, anyway. I know depending on where you live, it's different, but here in Montana, there's not a lot of SAG projects that come through. There are some. We have a handful every year, but Montana is not a right to work state. So you just have to, I feel like if you're a must join, then that's when you join. Otherwise, yeah, the non-union work is much more prevalent. So
you can work year round.
Now,
if
you can work year round where you are in Montana.
If you're non-union, yeah, there's just a lot of opportunities, a lot of like TV shows, like on like INSP and stuff that are they're all non-union and they're going all year round. So a lot of work in that area.
And there's a
now,
lot
is that
of
mainly why you all stayed?
We
stayed
are from
in Montana?
here, so yeah, family. We were in LA for a few years, and it was more challenging to raise our kids there. We're in a lovely area, and we made some great friends, but this is where our family is. So yeah, and we have our own production company, so we like to make our own stuff. So relying on other projects happening, I don't think we'd be able to work full time in the film industry here.
So would you say you all's kind of career trajectory changed when you all created you all's production company?
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of went from working on other people's projects, and we still work on other people's projects when a good feature comes through, but yeah, we started off with the waiting game and just were like, all right, we're going to do this for $5,000 and it's going to be is what it is, to now as far as Montana's concerned, most people know who 99 Productions are, and we get invited to a lot of cool things, and I'm like, oh, we're so in the in here, where when we were in LA, it just wasn't that way. We were trying to get in, but here it's open arms, I think because we're from
But
here.
that's usually how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
You make your own lane. So when there's no avenue for you to do your own stuff, or you want to do certain things, you have to open up your own lane. So when it comes to you guys' production company, how did you all go about starting a production company and naming it and that whole process?
I thought you were going to. Sure. I feel like I'm taking them all.
I feel like
we started out with, when we were doing the waiting game, that's when we decided, like, hey, we got to start a production company. And it just, we started doing commercials and stuff like that as well with our brand after we did our feature. But yeah, our love is definitely narrative filmmaking, and we just slowly started acquiring equipment, and we still do a lot of rentals and stuff. But we have, excuse me, some of our own stuff as well. But if you're hiring a DP, they're going to want to bring in whatever equipment they're used to using. So there's not a whole lot of use buying a bunch of equipment, but yeah, I don't know. We just, I'm terrible at answering questions, but we just
No, you're not. That's great. I do want to throw in one thing though. We decided to move back to Montana at the very end of 2019, and
right before
start our
pandemic.
production. Yeah, start our production company. So we officially started 99 Productions January of 2020, and we're like, let's do this. Let's make movies. And then there we go. There's COVID. So we quickly refocused, and we kind of were like, well, people are still online, right? Businesses are still online. That's where they have all shifted. So we started offering social media content creation and social media management to get us through that pandemic. So that was a great way to make local connections and build a clientele and just survive through the pandemic.
Yeah.
So when does things would you say things started kind of like for your production company started kind of picking up for you?
I think it became real when we got our first Montana film grant. We knew we wanted to do Cuisine de l'Apocalypse for a couple of years, and we had already made a proof of concept, and we were like, well, let's try to get some funding because we don't want to do another no budget film or self-funded because that was really hard. So let's see.
I understand that.
Yeah, it's
even when the film's good, it's like I'm broke.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, so we were like, what can we do to get funding? And we were pretty new to this whole thing, so to producing side of things. So we started by applying for a Big Sky Film grant, which is the grant program in Montana for filmmakers. And it's a pretty extensive application process. So we spent a couple of months putting our pitch deck together, and we applied for the grant, and we were awarded, I think, was it $50,000 for Cuisine? We got,
so yeah,
I think we got $50,000, which was like, holy cow, that's amazing.
Oh yeah,
so that really started us off, and then we put together a budget that was much higher than that, and decided to pitch it to investors, and we were very lucky that the first investor that we pitched it to loved the idea, and he said, I want to fund it all, don't bring it to anybody else. And we're like, oh my god, what? So then so we were so blessed to be able to make our movie at full budget.
Now just for people who haven't done it or it's kind of new to the process, what exactly is a pitch deck, and what was you all's pitch deck like?
Sure. So there was a lot of elements in our pitch deck. We had a lookbook, which was a lot of visual elements of how we wanted to tell the story. And then included in our pitch deck, we also had a full budget breakdown, finance plan of how we plan to finance the full film. We had mood boards, and in there we also included a proof of concept like sizzle reel, 2 minute. Was it 2 minutes, Kyle? It was,
something like that. Yeah,
we shot like a proof of concept, just little short, just to show visually what we were thinking. What else was in there, Kyle? Do you?
There was casting choices as well as casting choices we'd like to get. So we ended up in Cuisine's pitch deck, there was a few other actors who we ended up not getting, but we said this is who we're kind of looking for. And we were actually really happy with all of our casting choices with Cuisine, but none of them, I think, were the original choices, I don't think. Besides Zuzu, of course.
Of course.
And Kevin Jack and Nilo and those guys, but yeah. And then, local crew and stuff. And they just want to see the state, I think, well, a lookbook can be used to whoever you're pitching it to, but when we were showing it to the state, they just want to see that it's not, that you know what you're doing. And if they're going to give you this money, that it's not just going to get, it's not going to look terrible, You're hiring the right crew, you're taking it serious. Because they're definitely, it's a lot of work, and there's a lot of right people you have to have along the ride with you. I'm saying that right? But yeah, in order to make a good professional looking product. So I think that a lot of it's just showing that that's what you're about, All
right, now I'm gonna get into the film. So when I first took a look at it, it was literally right after I saw the story about the $20,000 robot. So, and the robot in your film and that $20,000 robot look like cousins. So First question is, are you a psychic or something? Because
seriously, there has been so many things. Our first original proof of concept, we made it in 2018, I think it was. And there was a line that Nilo Butler said that was like, oh yeah, that was after the mandatory 2-week in-home quarantine. And which was before COVID. And we were like, yeah, that's ridiculous. That'll never happen. And then all of a sudden it happens. And then I was like, Kyle, you got to be really careful with what you write here because it's a little freaky.
There's a few other
again,
ones.
Kyle, are you a psychic?
I don't know, but yeah. I remember, on set there was a few other ones. I can't think of any more now, but yeah, we were just like, well, good thing the world doesn't actually end in the script, so we'll be okay.
Right now.
Yeah, we survived. Yeah. But
so honestly, I thought this may have been something you wrote like 2 or 3 years ago. I'm kind of surprised that you started writing this in 2018. Mm-hmm. So, what kind of motivated you to write this?
I love cooking shows. I really like food. And I don't know, I really like Gilligan's Island, and just kind of those shows that I feel like we've gotten so far away from shows that are just fun, and everybody's trying so hard to make this big statement. And I just wanted to make something that was fun, that we could all like Gilligan's Island's not about anything besides, the ridiculousness of the world they're in. And so we just kind of wanted to lean into that. And I feel like a lot of independent films, and this isn't talking bad about them, but a lot of independent films try so hard to be something that they're not, And so we were just like, well, let's do exactly what we want, which is make this show that's not going to, win any Oscars or anything, but it's going to be a lot of fun, And we said that over and over again as we're making it. This is going to be a really fun movie, and we that's kind of the biggest reviews we get are it was a lot blast. It was a lot of fun, Zeus was great, but yeah. So
I will say when I looked at the trailer, I was like, huh, and then I was like, okay. I'm gonna get into this.
Yeah.
So I was like, where are they going with this? But then I was like, okay, I think I like this.
That's exactly what I tell everyone before they watch it. And like, you're gonna start watching it, and you're gonna be like, wait, what? What am I watching? And then slowly you're like, oh, okay. And then by the end, you're like, yeah.
That's exactly how I was.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I was.
Now, we kind of like the world, because you mentioned Gilligan's Island, and now that I'm thinking about it, it does, like the sets and everything, it does have a look of Gilligan's Island. Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing that was your motivation as far as thinking of a set in your head, or did you have somebody else helping you out with that?
We had our building the sets.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had Richard Davenport was our production designer, and we did them together. He built a lot of it. So we ended up shooting a lot of the exteriors in October. And this was a strange October because it snowed right away. So it was October 7th. Of course it did. And it snowed, So it was freezing cold, and we were shooting all these scenes, and everybody was wearing coats, and they all looked so cold. And I'm just like, this sucks. Nobody's going to want to come to New Missoula because it looks freezing, So we shot it, but then come springtime, we did some reshoots because I was like, guys, this place has to be a place that people want to go. And no one's going to go there if everybody's wearing scarves and mittens and stuff. So when we did that, we rebuilt it a little bit more. So a lot of the stuff that you watch in the movie is what I ended up building. And Richard did a ton of work. I'm not taking anything away from him, but we didn't have budget to bring him back for the whole time to rebuild some of this stuff. So I did have a fair hand in building that town. So
now, Zuzu, when he first brought to you this idea, what was your initial thoughts?
I wasn't sold right away, honestly. Sorry, Kyle. I was like, I can't picture it. I hadn't heard. It's a new idea. I had not ever heard of a movie about a cooking show in the apocalypse. But he was very passionate about it, and like, we're gonna do this. This is happening. And the first iteration of the script was so different than what we ended up shooting. And the second iteration was also very different. But slowly, I realized, like, this is so much fun. This is gonna be great, and it is so unique. It's something that I've never seen before. I don't think anyone else would ever think of something like this. So, yeah, he definitely won me over with it, and I just like, how can you not love Chef John and New Missoula? It's such a fun place.
Now, Kyle, what was your pitch to Zuzu for this film?
You want to be in a movie? No, I actually, it was kind of hard because all the other characters get to have so much fun, you know, but hers the
and
only.
She's a lot serious, yes.
She's the serious. Like we were always saying, like she is what we almost have to sell Laura's character on the world of Cuisine de l'Apocalypse, because if once she's won over, the audience will be won over, because she's calling out all this ridiculousness just like the audience is, kind of like, this is so ridiculous, all this stuff is going on. So once everybody else got to go have all this fun, but look, Zuzu would be like, okay, so going into this scene, and I'm like, yeah, you just got to be a downer, you know, like, don't. Sorry. And yeah, poor Zuzu, but she had a good time, and but she was always bringing that up. Yeah, like, okay.
I did have a good time, but it was like, wah, wah,
it didn't look it
every time. I know. Thank you.
So like, you got all your smiling out the way before he yelled action.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm generally a pretty happy person, so
it like, you look so different right now compared to the film, because I was like, oh yeah, she's smiling. I don't think I didn't think I saw it. Your character smiling in that film at all.
Yeah, a couple times for just a second.
Right?
Yeah.
Right
There's
at,
one
right
other
at
time.
the end.
Yeah. One other time in Lava Land, I crack a smile for a minute too, but not much.
Now, where'd you get these robots from?
An asset that we bought it online, and so we had a mocap suit on set. We had a mocap artist. His name's Christian Ackerman, one of the most talented people I've ever met. And
he did a great job.
Oh, dude, and all those, every motion, like, is Christian, and he was sitting there. I've never seen, and this is kind of sidebar, and apologize, but on set, as you guys know, because you're filmmakers, it's a serious thing, and people get grumpy and they start fighting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, people can't get away with, like, joking around a lot. Christian is a unique person to where he is so ridiculous sometimes, but it's never too much. And he was such a, like, fart jokes, which are ridiculous, but, like, he would do it and everybody would just be like, Christian. And then our props guy, Cruz, would be like, oh, yeah, me too. And we're like, shut up, Cruz. You know, only Christian can make those kind of jokes. Anyway. But Cruz was great too. But Christian came in, and he's actually a mime in real life. So he does the whole thing. And so when we needed a mocap artist, he just came in, and he had a whole robot routine worked into his mime show to begin with. So he just stepped right in and had a blast with it.
So was your pitch to him the same as Zuzu? Want to be in a movie?
Yeah, well, yeah. He actually built a lot of New Missoula too, and he's like, afterwards, I'm like, yeah, Christian, what'd you think? He's like, I never want to be on the art crew again. He's like, I want to make movies with you, Kyle, but don't ever ask me to be on art crew again, because it was a lot of work. We had to build the whole town. You know,
what are the odds though that the mocap guy is a mime? That's got to be like invaluable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was huge because his whole thing being a mime is like using your body to tell the story. And so, yeah, he was amazing.
Yeah, he's really great. He was also the zombie, the football helmet zombie too. So
a robot and a zombie. That
really,
sounds so tiring.
Really good.
Hey, tomorrow you're a zombie. You can be back to being a robot on Friday.
That's how it goes sometimes. You got to play multiple characters.
Man, I feel like it happened in the same
I can see why he's never. And the art department. Like, nah, I'm good. Let me do sound next time. That sounded so tired.
If you haven't guessed, our friend Kevin here doesn't like horror movies, so he's gonna have to be a zombie in a movie, possibly.
I can do that. I can do that.
No,
I can put that together.
Look at that.
No, you can't.
I can.
I
am putting that on my bucket list right now.
Stop giving her stuff to put on her bucket list.
I didn't give her anything.
It's not that I hate them. I just like them from far away. With the lights
That's
on.
the same thing.
I'm with you, honestly. I'm not a horror fan. And
yet you wrote a horror sci-fi comedy.
Yeah, I guess. But
now when you started writing,
pretty tame.
Now, your first draft of it, when you started writing it, did you kind of think like I wanted to be a horror sci-fi comedy, or you just kind of wrote it and just let it kind of rode the wave?
Well, so the very first draft was very different from what we shot. Originally, it was written to be much more low key. Like there was a total cast of like 5 people, and actually, it turned out that all the people that he was talking to were actually vegetables, and he was he was kind of going crazy, and that was the whole movie. And he ended up chopping all the vegetables up and eating his friends.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Cast away with food.
Yeah, exactly. So that was definitely a kind of a darker version of the story. Probably closer to like that Swiss Army Man movie with Daniel Radcliffe. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah, then I don't know. We just wanted to have fun. We're just like, screw it. Let's bring in the shovel swinging preacher man who kills zombies. And the shakshuka.
I would still like to see that film though. The one with the talking vegetables. I would still like to see that one.
That's the third one. You see, we'll work it out.
Now, I was surprised to see that y'all had Hercules in this film. So how did you all get Kevin Sorbo?
One of our producers had his email, and the role of Officer Joe was actually written for one of our other producers who was my high school resource officer. And so he was Officer Joe, and his name was Joe. But then we kind of had this connection to Kevin Sorbo, and I was like, the only really part he could play would be Officer Joe. And I remember pitching it to Joe. I was like, Joe, how would you feel about not playing Officer Joe if we can get Kevin Sorbo to play the part? He's like, if you think you can get Kevin Sorbo, yeah, I'll gladly step behind. And like 2 days later, Kevin was responding like, yeah, man, this sounds like a blast. I'm in, and I'm just like, hey, Joe, we'll find another spot for you. But
please, sir, step aside.
Yes. Hercules is coming. Yeah. And he was awesome. He like that line where he says, let's go Hercules on these iRobot wannabes. Like that wasn't in the script. But he would give like such a great take every time. And then he's like, hey, Kyle, can I play with this next one a little bit? And I'm like, yeah, man, go for it. He's like, what do these robots even look like? And I'm like, they're kind of like iRobot wannabes. He's like, okay. And then he's just like, yeah, let's go Hercules on these iRobot wannabes. And I'm just like, yes. So that's the one. Circle that one. But yeah, he was great. We had a lot of fun. He really came into the world and embraced it. When you're pitching a world of like, oh yeah, you get kidnapped by the zombies, but then you go and off screen, you end up going and fighting the Grim Reaper and stealing his scythe, and you come back with it, and that's why you lead the zombies. And we're like having these really weird conversations like that. He's just in it, locked in, and it was kind of a dream come true for me. I loved Hercules.
As we all did.
and he has to tell your friend, "Hey, so you want to not be in a movie? At least not for this part."
yeah. How does that work? Yeah.
Like, we'll find something else, but not this. We're going to have to give this to Hercules.
Yeah.
Now you've had some.
We'll tear your face off and give you a club foot. How about that?
That's a mafia movie there.
I mean,
Zombie Mafia movie.
oh, man.
There's another idea for you.
That is
right there. Yeah. With robots in it.
Of course.
So why are you looking at me? Like,
because you're going to be in it. I want you to be.
So moving on. So you've obviously have some fight scenes in it. So did y'all have a choreographer in it, or like kind of practice it? How did those scenes come about?
Yeah, so we had Daryl Chan, who's just like a legend in the stunt world. He was actually friends with one of the producers, and man, stunt guys are really good at selling their buddies, because he kept on being like, well, I have this other guy who knows how to do this. And like, before we do it, we had a huge stunt team. And I remember at one point, he like comes up to me, Kyle, we got to talk. And I'm like, what? He's like, the script says here, they are thrown into the room. How big of a throw are we talking here? And I'm like, oh, they just kind of walk in. Daryl, are you sure? I think we can do it big. He's like, let me tell you what. He's like pitching me this all. I'm like, Daryl, they're going to just walk in. It's fine. We can't afford to bring anybody else out. But yeah, a lot of it was just me telling Daryl what I kind of wanted to look like and what I wanted to feel. I love Jackie Chan. I grew up on Jackie Chan. He was like my hero of all time. And so, and Daryl worked on, I believe it was Rush Hour. So like when they do the Lava Land fight with him, those two, I was just like, dude. Now, we didn't shoot it completely like Jackie Chan style, because they have a specific style. We didn't have the budget or whatever to do that. But he trained Maget Matanani, who plays Andy in the film. He didn't want to have stunt double. He was like, I want to do my own stunts. And I have,
one of those types. Okay.
Yeah. And he had training of some sort. Some sort of martial arts. And but yeah, Daryl jumped in with him and he loved it, and they had a blast, and they kind of choreographed it and showed it to me. As far as Kevin Sorbo in the end, when he's like fighting all those robots, and he's just kind of, I like to call it the kicking ass sequence, where he's just sitting there and there's heavy metal playing and he's just fighting. Like, we were literally like, all right guys, so just start swinging around and we'll add the robots in later. We don't know what they're going to do. We're going to react them, put them in based on what you guys do. And so,
so they were just swinging at nothing.
They were swinging at nothing. It looked so ridiculous. Like, well, the best thing too was the stunt guys, because I'm like, okay, and action, and all of a sudden they're just immediately getting their butts whooped by nothing. Like, they're getting thrown up against these things, and I'm just like, this is so stupid. But then you got Hercules with like this big serious look on his face, like, and I'm just like, look at what we get to do, Mom. Like, this is so much fun. But
so what were the biggest obstacles doing the film?
I think one is that
outside
okay if I
weather.
take outside of weather? Well, there goes my answer. But actually, to touch on that for just a second, and it does include weather. The first week that we started, we had really bad wildfires, and so the smoke settled in, and the air quality outside was too bad to film outside, and we had the whole week scheduled pretty much exteriors. And luckily, we had we were filming at the Ferroplex studio. We were using their back lot for all exteriors, but we had the sound stages inside. So we moved some exterior shots into the sound stages, and we pulled in John's camper and made it feel like outside. And it was really cool that we were able to do that. And it really saved our butts, because I don't we wouldn't have made our days otherwise. But so that was a challenge involving weather. Sorry.
Oh no, that was way worse than I was thinking. Wildfire.
Yeah, it was really I mean, it looked really cool and apocalyptic outside, but we couldn't film because it was dangerous.
So, like, I think I saw mention that y'all had a lot of the community helping you out, all out with filming. So, and people don't necessarily think Montana in films, but so what kind of give us an idea of what the film community is like in Montana?
It's awesome. It's very tight knit though. So there's a few different kind of crews that run together, you know, and we'll all dip onto each other's, you know, jobs and movies and stuff like that. But the guys out here, I just swear, they're just a different breed. They work so hard, and everybody will work all day, smile on their face. And not saying you don't see that kind of stuff out in LA and stuff, but I just, from what I've seen, they work so much harder, and they're willing to, like, I don't know, have a good time with it, you know. And I think a lot of it is because, I mean, I sit here and complain that I'm like, oh, these days are so hard. But like, my brother's a logger. He works like 17-hour days on 3 hours of sleep, you know, and he like, you know, he eats a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch if he has time. And here we're on set 12-hour days with crafty and like lunch brought to us and all this stuff. It's like, the blue collar work out here is really hard. And a lot of people come from that blue collar work to do this. And so they just love every second of it because they're like, well, I get fed, you know, even if the food's not bad, at least it's free, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I love the crews up here.
And Zuzu, what would you say?
Yeah, I think we have a very unique film community here because there's a smaller crew pool, talent pool. So we all end up working on the same projects. We know Montana's a huge state, but the film industry is very small. So I feel like we know most of the people that work in our industry, and we work with them over and over again. And I like to think we all support each other and lift each other up. And it's a pretty cool community.
I would actually say the same about Nashville. Like, even if you don't know each other by name, you kind of know their faces. And with Hollywood, I guess film industry getting too expensive for California, is starting to migrate. So we're starting to see a little bit more projects here. Are you all seeing it the same in Montana?
Yes, but we're kind of Yellowstone just moved out. You know, they were here for a long time, and we're kind of, how do I say this, Zoo? Out of money until 2029. Is that?
Our tax incentive isn't as appealing as other states. So Taylor Sheridan had his shows here, and he still has the Madison is still filming here. But Yellowstone, is over now, but the spin-offs and stuff seem to have moved to a state that has better tax incentives. So that's something that we're trying to do, is up that for future years, to have a better tax incentive, so it brings more film work to the state, and just more opportunity for independent filmmakers that are local here to work too.
Now, as we wrap this up, I always like to ask our guest, and again, both of you all can answer this, like, why do you enjoy what you do? And Kyle, you can go first.
Because I love playing pretend, you know. Sometimes it just cracks me up how serious everybody takes what they're doing, you know, but it's like, at the end of the day, you know, we're just playing pretend like a bunch of little kids, you know. And I never want to grow up. Like, we have 3 kids, and I still play Hot Wheels with my boy, you know. I play Minecraft with Charlie, my youngest daughter, you know. I obviously got to grow up in certain ways, but making movies allows you to kind of never grow up.
Oh,
That's
Bills will do that.
Yeah. yeah, right. But so I don't know. That's my way to try to never grow up, I guess.
And Zuzu?
Yeah, I think filmmaking is it's such a collaborative effort, and it's such a unique form of art. So coming together with other, like you need all the pieces. You can't do it by yourself. You need your production designer, you need your sound guy, you need the DP, you need the director, you need everybody, and they all need to come together in one vision, and you get to do it all together and then release it to the world and show it, like, look at our film. And Kyle and I have our names on this, and it's very close to our hearts for Cuisine de l'Apocalypse, but it's also everybody's film. It's everybody that worked on it. It's everybody, even all the extras. And we had so many great people come out to be background actors for us, and they were so dedicated. And then to see them like promoting the film, like, look at what I worked on, and to be so proud of that. I just think it's so cool. It's such a cool thing to do with a bunch of people and then show it to the world. And it's like, look what we did. And also just like following your dreams is so important to me, and to showing my kids, like, it's so much more rewarding to follow your dreams rather than to be stuck in a job that you hate forever.
Amen.
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah, I think that's why we do it.
Such a good answer.
Yeah, that was a great answer.
All right.
Sorry,
Man,
I got really
like,
passionate.
yeah.
My heart's
No,
beating
I'm
fast.
like, man, I'm puffed up now.
Oh, y'all ready to do projects? Y'all ready to do some more projects?
Give me a little bit.
I think she wants me to get stabbed in her next project, so I
I
need
thought
a
you
little
were
bit
doing
more
like
time.
a zombie snow film up in Montana.
We are.
Sounded-
It is on my bucket
Cold.
list.
That
Zombie.
snow will be fake. It will be fake.
Hey, we're gonna
No.
go up there.
No, on Google. That is
Well, if you
absolutely
guys need a
it.
place to stay, just get in touch with us. We got you.
See, we have
See?
an invite, Kevin.
Y'all
That
really trying to get me cold, aren't you?
That
Seriously.
we're gonna go up there and we're gonna do the film.
Woo. It was nice having y'all here. Thank you, Kyle and Zuzu, for taking time out to speak with us today. I greatly appreciate
Thank you
it.
guys so much.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
And like I said, it was I loved it. It was trying to find the right words, but it was unique.
Yeah.
I
Thank
feel
you.
that.
And given to these days' time, it's a very, very kind of coincide to what AI and would look like it could be. It looked like it could be 2050. You could have probably wrote in the future.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about it.
Yeah. It was supposed to be like in 20 years or so, but yeah.
Ooh, I hope not.
I know I should have written it in 100 years, but
Hey.
Well, once again, thank you. And I am once again Kevin Mumphrey, and with my colleagues Victoria V.A. Jones
Thank you guys.
thank you.
and Karsten Hyde-Fargason.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And that is a wrap.